My name is Mia. I'm 22. And I'm about to tell you the kind of story that makes you stare at your wall afterward and think, wow, I really trusted the wrong people. Because my boyfriend didn't just cheat on me. He cheated with both of my best friends. Not random girls, not strangers. The two girls who slept at my house, ate at my table, and called me sister. And the worst part? They didn't even hide it like they were ashamed. They hid it like they thought I was stupid. Like I'd stay nice. Like I'd stay quiet. Like I'd swallow it and still show up smiling. So listen carefully. If you've ever ignored your gut because you didn't want to be that girl, the jealous one, the insecure one, the paranoid one, this is your sign. Because when I finally saw the truth, I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't argue. I built a trap so clean that all three of them walked into it smiling, and then destroyed themselves with their own words. Okay, let me start from the beginning. My boyfriend's name was Ryan. We were together almost 2 years. He was the kind of guy who knew how to look perfect in public. He'd open doors, post cute couple stuff when it benefited him, say, "I'm lucky to have you," in front of people. But in private, he loved attention more than he loved honesty. Now my two best friends, Sasha and Lena. Sasha was the loud one, the ride or die, the one who'd fight someone in a parking lot if they looked at me wrong. Lena was the calm one, the therapist friend, the one who always had the mature advice. And together, they were my safe place, the people I trusted more than anyone. Ryan loved them, or Ryan loved what they gave him: attention, validation, access. He loved the little jokes like, "He's our boyfriend." He loved being wanted by a whole room. The first crack started with something stupid, a photo. One day, Sasha posted a brunch story, just me, her, and Lena. But on the second slide, there was a mirror in the background. And in that mirror, I saw a man's hand holding a phone. At first I thought, wait, was someone else with you guys? Then I noticed the phone case. Black case, tiny scratch by the camera. Ryan's case. I felt my stomach drop so hard it was like missing a step on stairs. So I did the simplest thing. I texted Sasha. "Who took the photo?" She replied instantly, "The waitress. Why?" I said, "There's a guy reflected in the mirror." Sasha responded, "LOL, you're paranoid." Paranoid. That word stuck to my skin. Because when someone loves you, they don't laugh at your fear. They ask questions. They reassure. They don't try to make you feel crazy. But I didn't confront them. Not yet. I just started watching. Because once you watch, patterns start screaming. Ryan suddenly became extremely helpful to Sasha. He'd offer to drive her places. He'd show up at her apartment to fix something. He'd answer her calls faster than mine. And Lena? Lena started managing me. That's the only way to describe it. If I said, "Ryan's being distant," Lena would say, "Don't overthink." If I said, "He didn't text back," she'd say, "You're projecting." If I said, "Something feels off," she'd say, "You're insecure lately." And I started feeling like I was being gently pushed back into my place. Like, "Stay calm, Mia. Don't look too closely." Then came the moment that changed everything. One night, Ryan was at my place. We were in bed, lights off, and his phone buzzed. He grabbed it too fast. So fast it looked like a reflex. I didn't even see the name. I saw a message preview. One word. Again? I asked casually. "Who's that?" Ryan smiled, too calm. "The boys. Group chat." Then he flipped the phone face down like he was closing a lid on the truth. The next week, I saw it. Not on his phone, on his iPad. He left it on the couch while he went to shower, and the screen lit up with a giant incoming message from Lena. It said, "Are you coming tonight or are you with her?" My whole body went cold. Then another message popped up from Sasha. "I can't stop thinking about last time." I swear my ears started ringing because my brain didn't want to understand. It kept trying to build excuses like a shield, but the words were too clear. Ryan walked out of the shower, towel around his waist, like everything was normal. I held up the iPad with shaking hands. "What is this?" He froze. Just for 1 second. 1 second too long. Then he did what guilty people do. He got angry. "Why are you reading my messages?" he snapped. I laughed, not because it was funny, because it was insulting. "They're on the screen," I said. "Big enough to be a billboard. Explain." He stepped closer, voice low, trying to control the room. "You're taking it wrong." I said, "Lena asked if you're with me. Sasha said she can't stop thinking about last time. Explain that." And Ryan looked me dead in the eyes and said, "They're planning you a surprise." A surprise. He kept going fast, like speed would make it believable. "That's why they're secretive. That's why they talk weird. They don't want you to know." And here's the thing. If I confronted him right then, without proof, he would have turned me into the villain. He would have called me jealous, unstable, insecure. And Lena would have backed him up. Sasha would have played victim. So instead, I did the most dangerous thing you can do to liars. I got calm. I nodded and said, "Oh, a surprise." Ryan relaxed instantly because he thought he won. And in that moment, I decided, I'm not giving you emotion. I'm giving you consequences. For the next 2 weeks, I acted normal. I laughed at their jokes. I answered their texts. I kissed Ryan goodbye like everything was fine. And I watched. I watched Sasha post wine nights on the exact evenings Ryan worked late. I watched Lena stop inviting me to hangouts, but still post pictures from them. I watched Ryan disappear at the same times every week. Then my birthday dinner came up, and they offered to plan it. Perfect. A room, a schedule, an audience, a trap. Step 1. I booked a private room at a restaurant. Step 2. I set up a small tripod camera near the entrance, like birthday memories. Step 3. I created bait. I texted the group chat with all 3 of them. "I need you guys to come early tomorrow. Something happened. I'm scared." Within minutes, Ryan replied, "What did you find?" Not, "Are you okay?" Not, "What's wrong?" Just, "What did you find?" That's when I knew. Guilty. Then I texted Sasha separately with one detail. I texted Lena separately with a different detail. And within an hour, Ryan confronted me. "Why are you telling them private stuff?" Because they were reporting to him. They were a team. Birthday night. They arrived separately, exactly how I wanted. Lena first. She walked in with that calm therapist smile. "Hey, honey," she said, hugging me too tight. I said, "Sit." Then Sasha came in, nervous, eyes darting. "Girl, what is happening?" I said, "Sit." Then Ryan arrived, trying to perform. He kissed my cheek. "Happy birthday." I stepped back. "No," I said, "not like that." The room went silent. I held up my phone. "I'm going to play something," I said. Ryan's face tightened. Lena's eyes widened. Sasha swallowed hard. I pressed play. It was an audio recording of Ryan's own voice from a phone call 2 days earlier. I didn't record him in bed. I didn't do anything illegal. I recorded a conversation where he tried to explain the iPad messages. And while explaining, he used both of their names. He contradicted himself. He got sloppy. In the recording, you could hear him say, "Sasha's just emotional. Lena is reading into it. It's nothing." I paused the audio, and I looked at Sasha. "Emotional about what?" Sasha's face went white. I looked at Lena. "Reading into what?" Lena's mouth opened, and nothing came out. Ryan tried to lunge into control. "This is insane," he said. So I pulled out the screenshots, time-stamped, clear. "Lena, are you coming tonight or are you with her?" "Sasha, I can't stop thinking about last time." Ryan's hands twitched like he wanted to grab my phone. I stepped back. "I already sent these to myself," I said, "and to 2 people I trust, so deleting anything won't save you." That's when Lena started crying. Not because she felt guilty, because she was caught. Sasha whispered, "It's not what it looks like." And Ryan, of course, tried to flip it on me. "You invaded my privacy." I smiled. "Privacy is for people with integrity," I said. "You used privacy as camouflage." Then I leaned in. "And here's the part you're going to remember." I pointed at the camera tripod by the door. "You've been recorded since you walked in." They all exhaled, relieved, thinking I meant for me. Then I said, "I'm sending it to your families." Silence. Ryan's face dropped. Lena stopped crying immediately. Sasha whispered, "You wouldn't." I tilted my head. "You smiled in my face," I said. "You sat at my table. You called me sister. And you want mercy?" Ryan started pleading. "Please, Mia, don't do that. That's too far." Too far. I laughed once, cold. Cheating with my 2 best friends wasn't too far? Then I delivered the lesson. I stood up and said, "Everyone here tonight already knows." And one by one, my real friends, people I trusted, stood up and moved to the other side of the room. They didn't yell. They didn't argue. They just removed attention, leaving Ryan, Sasha, and Lena alone at the table. No audience, no sympathy, no chance to act like victims. I picked up my birthday cake, my own cake, and carried it to my side of the room. And I smiled. "Let's celebrate honesty," I said. Behind me, I heard Ryan say my name like he was begging. I didn't look back, because the punishment wasn't screaming. The punishment was consequences. After that night, they all texted me. Paragraphs, excuses, apologies that sounded like fear. Lena wrote about self-sabotage. Sasha wrote about a mistake. Ryan wrote the classic, "I never meant to hurt you." But here's the truth. When someone hurts you 3 times in a row, that's not a mistake. That's a choice. So I blocked all of them. I changed who had access to my life, and I never explained myself again. Because cheaters and fake friends only win if you stay silent and ashamed. They want you to disappear so they can rewrite the story. So here's my final question. If your boyfriend cheated with both your best friends, would you expose them? Or would you walk away quietly? Me? I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I didn't fight. I just made sure the truth followed them home.